Welcome, welcome, Ayomide. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome. It's good to have you here. Ayomide, how are you doing? How is the evening? Or how's your day been? Hope you had a good day. Malta is fine, but I'm not in Malta at the moment though. But Malta is okay. Oh, that's good to hear. It's good to have you here. I hope more people join soon. Can you hear me clearly? And I know the video quality is a bit poor. I had to go live with my system. I couldn't do that on my phone. I don't know why. So I know the video quality won't be so great. Can you hear me clearly, Ayomide? Okay, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Welcome. Well, I'm happy you're here. Since you're the only one here, I guess we can just, discuss, ask me questions, whatever questions you have, and I'll try to answer to my best ability. Do you have questions for me? All right, you're welcome. Of course, I'm happy to answer any question. I mean, one of the reasons I created this YouTube channel is to help answer questions when it comes to coming from Nigeria to Malta as a student, because during my own application process, it was a lot, it was challenging. I had like we didn't have a lot of YouTubers doing videos about my questions or anything about Malta. We just had one or two, and what I found then wasn't in depth. So I promised myself that if I eventually make it to Malta, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, even if all I do on that YouTube channel is to share my experience, because I know there are people out there just like me that also try to, you know, search for answers online. I promised that I was going to do that. I told myself I would do that. That's one thing I would do if I eventually find myself in Malta. And I'm happy I was able to achieve that, and I'm still on it. Okay. All right, Yomide, you said you're applying to GBS Malta. All right, that's nice. Welcome, Premium Gists with Lady B. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry if I don't pronounce your names well, please. Toluwanimi, welcome. Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome, premium lady. Hope you are doing okay. Toluwanimi, hope you're doing fine. How are you doing? How was your day? Hope your day went well. All right. Ayomide, do you have any questions? How is your application going so far? Hope you don't have any challenges. Ask questions. Premium gist with Lady B. If you have questions, ask me. Toluwanimi, you can ask me questions. Welcome. Welcome, Isaac. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining my live. Okay, Ayomide, actually, I don't have any friend living in the hostel. And I don't know, I can't tell you what the hostel life is like, because the truth is, I've not stayed there, and I don't have any friends there. Everyone I know have their own apartment, or they are sharing, like, rent maybe like a two-bedroom, and they are sharing. So I really don't know. So the thing is, when I first started my application, this accommodation policy with GBS Malta, it wasn't like that. I mean, I had the freedom to look for my own accommodation, but now I hear that you have to book with them, that is compulsory. Ayomide, that was why I said you should ask, because the last time I asked one of the personnels in school, that was what he told me, that is compulsory, you must book with them. So I asked the person, what if there is a family member in Malta? And he said, if only I can, or the students, the applicants can prove that, you know, he or she has a family member in Malta, that's the only way they can let you. And you have to prove that you actually have an apartment where you can stay for as long or during the duration of your course. But aside that, you must book with GBS. That is part of their new policy. So I really don't know. Ayomide, I would say that you should ask the school to be sure, so that you're sure you have the freedom to actually look for accommodation on your own. If they give you that, go ahead, then why not? So what most people do is they book a hotel. I think I have a video where I talked about that. But most people has been telling me that the school is not accepting the booking.com reservation anymore. So you see, that's part of their changing policy. So I really don't know. But definitely when you arrive Malta, you're going to see cheaper options. That's just the truth. You will see cheaper options. You might even meet people that you can share a room with, or an apartment with. It's just that if GBS is insisting that you must book with them, there's really not much you can do but to go ahead with it. So that's it. That's why I say you should ask the school to be sure you have the freedom to, look for your own apartment. Because if you don't, there is really nothing you can do. Okay. Okay, Toluwanimi is saying the accommodation part was optional for. I'm sorry, I don't know. Are you a lady or are you male, Toluwanimi? I don't know if I should say for him or her. Anyway, so I really don't know. Ayomide, please just be sure. Ask them first before you know the next step to take. Premium Gist is saying, excuse me, if someone was to get an accommodation in Malta, which area is cheaper? Is the rent way cheaper there in Gozo? Can you give us a price range? Okay, since I arrived in Malta, I've always stayed in Gozo. In fact, the day I landed, I came straight to Gozo. That's where, my house is, where I'm staying. It has always been in Gozo. So yes, it's way cheaper in Gozo. And of course, the how do I put it? The houses you get in Gozo. Sorry that this video is shaking a lot. I'm using my laptop and it's not on the table. I'm just, holding it. So, okay, Toluwanimi, you're a lady, all right. So, the houses in Gozo are, most of what I've seen. Of course, they are very okay. They are, more of old model houses. Maybe that's part of the reason why they're a bit cheaper. But then there are new houses. The new houses in Gozo would be a bit higher. When I came, I was lucky to see a two-bedroom apartment. That's two rooms and, parlor. Very big rooms, and it's very spacious. You can see for 500 euros a month. You can see for 200 euros a month. Depending on the area in Gozo, you get, this apartment. It can get, more expensive, especially if you come in during the summer, because during the summer Malta has a lot of tourists visiting. So these house owners, of course, they want to make money. So they increase their price, their rent price. Some of these tourists can rent, an apartment for 3 months or a month or 2 months because they want to enjoy themselves. Some even come during the summer just to work. So they rent these houses for 3 months, 2 months, and that leads to a hike in the prices of the house because of these tourists coming. But during the winter, everything is back to normal. The prices of these houses, start to go down. But of course, if you've always been an old tenant, like where I stay, the price remains, the same. There is no hike or anything. But for people that come, you know, they are new, of course. Some of these landlords might increase their price, and that's just it. But generally, houses in Gozo is much more cheaper because if you get a two-bedroom, of course there are two rooms, and you're paying 500 or 600 a month. Each room is going to cost you 300. And if you decide to put maybe two people to a room, two people to a room, that's four people in the house, it even gets cheaper. But you have to make sure or discuss with the landlord or the owner of the house that, be sure that they are ready to give a house contract. Some house owners might say no, they need only two people in the house if it's a two-bedroom, or they say maximum of four people. Be sure that all four people are going to get a house contract, because that is very, very important. When you are applying for your residence permit, you need that. So whatever house you're getting, a house contract must be involved. So that's it. But houses in Goza are, cheaper. From for a two-bedroom, you can see from 500 euro and above. But in Malta, you can be seeing 800 euros, 1,000, 2. You would see a situation where a student is paying for one room, maybe 400 or 500 euro. And some houses even pay for that one room. You might have like three beds or four beds or two beds in one room, and then for one bed you're paying 200 or 250 euro or 300 euro. So there are houses like that also in Malta, where you pay per bed, and that bed is in, a room. Like a room can have like three or four bed, and per bed is 200 or 300 euro. So that's just how it is here. Malta is fine, but I'm not in Malta at the moment. But of course, Malta is okay. Premium Juice was asking. Um, I'm trying to go through your messages. Ayomide, how much did you pay? Okay, you're asking Tolu Wanimi. Okay, Ayomide, what you should bring along. So from my own experience, this is what I would say. Definitely come prepared for the cold seasons, or for the, when it's winter. So the weather in Malta is, you can compare it a bit to what we have in Nigeria, but then, excuse me, it's not exactly the same. So if in Nigeria during the Harmattan period, you can wear like just a cardigan and it's okay. For Malta, you need to like double up. So because as I really do not believe that you want to come to Malta and start buying new clothes, spending money on new clothes and stuff like that. So come with thick clothes for the winter, because it gets really, really cold, like very cold. It's not you can't compare the cold with what we have in other European countries. Of course not. It doesn't snow, but it's very windy. And the humidity, Malta has this humidity problem, so it gets really, really cold. But if you have your jeans, your sweatpants, your sweaters like that, you can double up your thick, polos. Of course, you're good to go. And please come with full stuff, at least Nigerian foodstuffs that you're okay with. Palm oil, but the palm oil you have to hide it very very well oh, because some airlines actually remove the palm oil, so you have to package it well, if not it will be removed. But just come with food stuff so that at least the first 6 months that you land in Malta, you're not spending your money on buying food and stuff like that. Even if you want to buy food, you buy things like, of course you might not be able to come with rice or groundnut oil, then those ones you can buy in Malta. But our main Nigerian food stuff, crayfish, dry pepper, your dry leaves, um maybe your local spices, stuff like that, egusi, ogbono, all those things, garri, groundnut, just come with those things. Is better you come with them, at least something that it can last you for 6 months, so that you don't have to bother about buying plenty things when you land. Just come with as much as you can. I don't know, I've heard some people say, oh, you don't have to come with clothes or food, that we have Nigerian food in Malta and all. Of course, yes, we have all those things, but then it's not advisable that you come and you start spending your money on food, on clothes, when, I mean, you're coming as a student, you're not coming to spend, you're coming to, save up, get a job, school, and save up as much as you can. So anything you need for your personal need, both in feeding, clothing, cosmetics, or all those things, your hair, if you can make your hair, your relaxer and all those things, come with it. Because I'm going to upload a video actually on the cost of, I was able to go to an African shop. I'm going to show us the prices of some of these African foods. Relaxer, come with all those things, because the relaxer, a box of what's it called? Dark and Lovely relaxer is about 8 euros in the shop where I filmed. And 8 euros now is, if you want to convert it to naira, it's definitely more than 8,000 naira. So imagine. So that's for the kids, that can lovely kids. So if you can, come with those things, so that you don't have to spend money on all those, things that you need for yourself. So just come with it. Down to pen and paper, the book you're going to be using in school. Of course, one exercise book is okay, one big exercise book for all your courses, depending if you're coming for a master's course. So just come with as much as you can. Try, for me I believe in saving money. So anything that is going to help me save money, I do it. I don't want to come and start spending, buying things that I already had in Nigeria that I'm supposed to be able to, come with. I'll now come and start buying it again in Malta. No, it doesn't make sense. So please come with as much as you can. Oh, that can lovely in Nigeria is 7.5. You see? So just come with all those things at least. Even if it's small, small money that you can save here and there. And you have to bear in mind that the water in Malta, the tap water in Malta is not drinkable. So they buy bottled water in Malta. So already you have something you're going to be spending your money on at least weekly. For a pack of six water, what's it called, a pack of six water, packet water now, 2 liters is six inside for a pack. It goes for €2 65 in my area. I don't know if it's more expensive in inside Malta, but in Gozo, that's what I buy it for. At least I use one pack for a week. So that one say na must you be buying that water. And also, when you arrive Malta, don't use Malta water like their tap water to wash your hair, because it's going to cut your hair like before I came to Malta, my hair was very okay, full, very long and all. But now my hair don't cut finish. I didn't know how hard the Malta water is, and I was washing my hair like almost every week. The thing really damaged my hair. So what I do now is, if I want to wash my hair, I have to buy the packet water to wash the hair. So let's bear that in mind for the ladies. Don't use Malta water to wash your hair. If you want to wash your hair, buy the bottled water and wash your hair, because water water is very hard and it's not good. Okay, so please let's bear that in mind. Toluwani, what's the question? You said I haven't answered your question. Sorry, Toluwani, me please, what's the question? I'm trying to scroll up to get your question. Okay, I got admitted to GBS and I have paid my tuition. Okay, for the proof of fund. So for the proof of funds, if your sponsor can deposit the money into your account, and of course the money is in your account, you have a debit card for that account, then you don't need to mention you have a sponsor. But then the challenge might be they are going to ask you, of course, if you're not a student and you mention you're sponsoring yourself, that means you're working, because they will want to know how come the money in your account. Were you working before now? How do you have this? Because I heard they now ask for tax information. When I did my own application, I wasn't asked for tax information, but then I was asked where I work, where how much I was earning as salary, and how long I've been working there, because I indicated I'm sponsoring myself. So that covers for, explains the reason behind the money I have in my account. So if you want to go through the route of your sponsor putting the money in your account, be sure that if they ask for tax information, you can provide for it. Because I hear now that they're asking for tax information. I don't know how true that is, but I didn't provide for it. But I indicated I was working, this is how much I was earning, and how long I've worked. But if you don't have access to that, of course, your sponsor would also have to provide the tax information. Just be sure you have that available in case they ask. I don't know how, um, if they ask everybody or they just ask some people. But most people that are doing their application recently said, or some questions I've been getting recently, they've been asking me of tax information, how did I go about it? And I told them that I'm sorry, I can't answer because I wasn't asked of that, so I really don't know. But just have it in case. If you can put the money in your account, but have a way to back it up if you're asked the source of the money. That's basically what I'm saying. If you can't back it up, then let your, just indicate you have a sponsor, and every other document you're supposed to provide, from your sponsor will follow. I think that would be easier if you know you can't defend the money. Okay, you mean they asked your for your sponsor's tax information. So it's better if your sponsor can actually provide one, it's better, because if you put the money in your account and you can't provide the tax information, then that's going to be another problem. But if your sponsor can provide one, then just leave it at that. For the men, you can no, I'm not saying that the water is not good for bathing. Of course, you can bathe with the water. I mean to wash your hair. It's just it will cut your hair. If you use it to wash your hair every time, it will cut your hair. So if you're a guy that, maybe for the guys that braid their hair, or for the guys that do locks on their hair, of course you don't have to use the water because it's going to damage your hair. So if you want to wash, or after maybe you want to retouch your hair and you want to wash, please use the bottled water. But if you're bathing every day and using that water on your hair, I feel it's, even as a guy, is going, I don't know, sha, I'm just talking for the ladies, I can't talk for the guys actually. But for me, all my hair don't cut finish, like my back hair is almost non-existent at this moment because of it. Welcome, Tender Living, good to have you here. Good evening. You're asking of the European Business School. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know about this school. I can't vouch for it. I don't even know where it is, to be sincere. I only talk of schools that I know their locations, and I have one or two friends that actually go there, or I'm schooling there, which is GBS Malta. So for this European business school, I really don't know. Honestly, I do not know. Okay, for the bank card, what did you use? All right, for me, for the bank card, it's very easy. All I had to do was to just take a picture of the bank card. For those that are not using a sponsor, they just want to see the name of the bank on the card and your name on the card to be sure that, okay, this is actually that you actually have access to this money through this card. So just take a picture of the front and the back of the card. Of course, blur out the card serial number and the CVV at the back. I use what's it called? I use this app they call Cam Scanner. And yes, I think even with your ordinary what's it called again? Even with your ordinary phone picture app, you can blur out some things in a picture. So I just blurred out the serial number in front and the CVV number at the back. So all the thing or the information showing on the bank card is my name and the name of the bank. So if you're using your sponsor's card, I think that's the same thing you do. Just send them a picture, but blur out your serial number and CVV, because of course you don't want to share that with anybody. So that's how you do it. For okay, Isaac, for the package, just I use them. There is this thing people use to store their food stuff. Ziploc bags, yes, Ziploc bags for the grounded egusi ogbono. I just put them in Ziploc bags because I actually like pack a day before. I left Nigeria, let's say around 9 in the night, and I arrived Malta the next day. So it's not even like it took a long time. And besides, this egusi ogbono and all those things is not, I mean, they are okay. It's not contraband. So you don't really have to do much. Just package it well. But for the palm oil, some people say they freeze their palm oil. I don't know. But I couldn't actually bring much. I just brought this small 75 cl bottle too. And I wrap it over and over again with clothes, old clothes and stuff. And I was lucky that it wasn't flagged down. But I think while at the airport, they kept calling one lady's name to come and open her bag or something. I don't know if it's. I think maybe she was carrying palm oil in a very large quantity. I don't know, but if you're carrying it, you have to cover it well because I don't think it's allowed, or it depends on the airline. I mean, I think it depends on the airline. I'm not sure it's contraband in Malta, but maybe some airline might not accept it. I don't know. But just wrap it well. Toluwanimi, you can use a regular account. When I showed my proof of fund, is my regular Nigerian Naira account. I mean, then I had to show 7,000 euros. So I just converted to Naira, and that was what I showed on my or in my bank account. I showed my P, POF in naira, not in euros. So you can use your regular Nigerian account. Actually, I used Turkish airline because at that time it was the cheapest. Me, I was looking for the cheapest. I say anyone that will carry me from Nigeria to Malta safely. At the end of the day, everything they God hand. So the cheapest you can find, but I used Turkish airline. And I feel whatever airline you're going for, make sure that their route is through Schengen countries. Yes, let me put it that way. Because if you're living from Nigeria, and you're coming to Malta, and you now go to a country, the airline is going through maybe London, you're going to, I feel, not I feel, you're definitely going to need a visa to be able to enter London. So you want to avoid that, all those extra wahala. So whatever airline you're taking, make sure they are going through Schengen countries. You can Google on, all these countries that are in Schengen area. We have Malta, Italy, is it Istanbul? I be talking. We have Austria, just Schengen countries. Make sure that whatever airline you take passes through those areas, and then your final destination should be Malta, so that they won't tell you stories of, oh, you need another visa to enter a different country because they'll be passing through that country. No. So please look out for that. It's very important. But I used Turkish Airlines, and it was cheapest for me at that time. So I would advise you also, check out Turkish Airline. Yes, Toluwanimi, yes, that is very correct. So my route with Turkish Airline was from Lagos to Istanbul, then from Istanbul to Malta. Very straightforward. Like, it was very, very straightforward. I left, like I said, I left Lagos around 9, and I arrived Malta the next day before 12 p.m. Abi before 10 in the morning itself. So it was very straightforward. Turkish airline is okay. Tender living, you're asking if you can do a top up. I would advise you actually look for schools that do this top up degree for bachelor. I'm not sure GBS does it. I don't know which school you're going for, but please make your research. Honestly, at this point, I don't know of any school that um does this kind of program. I really don't know at this point, but I believe if you research and check online, you might see some schools that offer it. And yes, as a student in Malta, you can work 20 hours a week when school is on session, but during the summer holiday, you're free to work 40 hours because it's the summer. But once school is on session, you're free to work 20 hours a week. So yes, you can work while you're studying. I'm trying to read through all the questions to be sure that I'm answering everybody. Admission is always ongoing. It depends on which month you're going for. For GBS, I think they have for February, June, and I think September or October intake. So the thing is, whatever school you're actually applying to, they have different months where the admission is open. So if you know you're targeting the September intake of a school, try to start early so that you don't get stories of, oh, we are already booked or full for admission. They'll now tell you to wait to the next session of admission. So some schools admit 3 times a year, some schools admit 2 times a year. So just you have to know which one you want and just walk through what seats. There is always admission, ongoing, depending on the school and how many times a year they admit students. Um, what other question? Gozo is far oh. If you've seen that video, I actually made a video. Maybe after this live, Toluwanimi, you have to watch that video. A school day in my life. In the video I narrated how long it took me from my house in Gozo, how long it took me to arrive school. So the truth and the reality is I spent nothing less than 2 hours. 2 hours is even small. When I leave my house around 11, or I have a bus that I catch around 11 a.m., 11:14 a.m., I get to school by 1. I get to school by 1. So You see how many hours is in between. That's about almost 3 hours. Abi 3 hours sef. So, and sometimes the bus might delay oh. It's not like you're even sure that the bus will always come at the time they are supposed to come. Sometimes the bus might delay, sometimes they will come on time. So I have to catch a bus inside Gozo from wherever you're living in Gozo to the ferry station. That's the first one. Then when you get to the ferry leaves every 45 minutes. You have to be sure that when you arrive the ferry station, that you are arriving when the ferry is leaving, because if the ferry has gone and you arrive, you have to wait the next 45 minutes. So you see, all the waiting time is factored into whatever thing it is you're trying to achieve, and make sure that you leave as early as possible from Gozo if you're leaving from Gozo to school in Malta. So that's just the only challenge. That's the only thing I really don't like about living in Gozo, but I mean, I was able to make it work. You just have to put your mind to it, and yes. So it's very far. It takes 3 hours, and that's because I even live a bit close to the ferry station. If you live very far, like inside Gozo, far from the ferry station, it's going to take longer. So Toluwanimi is actually far. For me, it takes me 3 hours to get to school. Yeah, it's a lot of time and it's tiring. So imagine during my first semester, my classes was from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. After my lectures at 8, I have to start, doing the whole 3 hour thing back to my house in Gozo. Most times I get to the house by 11 p.m. at night, or 10:30 p.m. It depends. Sometimes almost 12. So it's a lot actually. But then at the end of the day, I you have nothing to be scared of. It's safe, and even if I get home at 12, I'm safe. So, and the bus is there to take me. It's just that I'll be, before I get home, I'll be just so tired, hungry, and exhausted. It's actually a lot. You have to be sure that you're able to do it. And in my first semester, I had to do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I had lectures 4 times a week. So at least the second semester it's reduced to 2 times a week, but yeah, it's a lot actually. So if you want to live in Gozo, just know that that's what you're going to face and be ready for it. Um, Faridat Lawal, welcome to the life. I actually have a comprehensive video on this question. You're asking me about the visa interview. Yes, during the visa interviews, I had to actually, because I had in mind that I'm going to be making a video about it. So I had to take down the questions, like, record myself so that I remember every question that was being asked. So I have a video on my channel, because if I'm trying to say it now, I'll not remember everything. But I have, if after the live, you can go and watch it. I have a video on my channel where I gave, or I talked about all the questions I was asked and some of the answers I gave. So watch that video. You're definitely going to, learn from it. I don't know, are you preparing for your own interview? Faridat, are you preparing for your interview? The video will help you. Try to watch it after the live. But I would say whatever question you're going to be asked is going to be based on whatever information you filled in your visa application form. So please just watch the video and you understand everything about it. Okay, Rita, I really don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But what I would say is try to ask your school, the school you're applying to. Try to ask them, because I really don't know. I mean, people do double masters or double BSc. So I don't think that should be a problem. But please, just to be sure and to be on the safe side, ask your school. The main thing is once you get, you apply to a school and they accept you, then it's fine. Then during your interview, if you're asked, okay, why you already have a BSc, why are you going for another BSc? Make sure you have a very, tangible reason that you feel is going to be, that when you tell them, they will believe you. So that's just it. People do double degrees every time. It's not a new thing, but make sure you have a very good reason. And, ask your school to be sure if they'll even accept to admit you despite your previous degree. But I don't think it's much of a problem. Just ask your school. International European University. I hear of these names, honestly, Isaac, but I don't know. Um, I only talk of schools that I either know someone there, or I know their location, or I school there. For International European University, I hear about it, yes, but I don't know where it's located. Of course, I see it online, but I don't know, how authentic it is, or if it's accredited or not. I really don't know. But I hear about the school. I don't know anybody there. I've never been there. I don't even know where it's located. Toluwanimi, you're welcome. I'm happy that I'm able to, answer some of the questions. I know how difficult it can be during the application process, because I did everything myself and it wasn't easy. I knew how much I had to ransack all online, both Google, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, for me to get answers to some of my questions. So I'm just happy that I have this platform to, help one or two people, even if it's one person at least, because it didn't come easy to me. But I'm happy that I'm able to do this. Olayinka, welcome to my life. I'm happy that you're here. Welcome. The weather in Malta is similar to that what we have in Nigeria, but of course there is a bit of difference. It's not how do I put it? It's not exactly the same. So during the summertime, it's almost like Nigerian weather, but then in the evening it gets really cold and chilly. During the winter, you just have to double up. If normally in Nigeria during the harmattan period, you can just wear your sweatpants and cardigan or sweaters, you can just wear it for one. In Malta, you have to like double up, wear your thick polos, wear your thick what's maybe turtleneck. You can wear your turtleneck inside, wear your cardigan or your sweater, and then a bigger one. It can get really cold, and Malta has a humidity problem, and it's very windy. The wind comes with cold. Now you're surrounded with water, is an island, so you're always going to feel that breeze from the beach around, the water around. It's very cold, and the mostly at night it makes a lot of noise. The wind makes a lot of noise, but it can get really really cold in the winter time. Of course, it doesn't snow. And another thing, Malta houses is they can get really cold. Like you're inside the house, but you're still cold. It's because of the way they build their houses, the kind of material they use to build their houses. So their houses is not really um what's the word? Insulated. I don't know. You just get really cold, even inside the house. So you just have to be able to, cover up, come with enough clothing for that. Um You've been Isaac is saying he's been offered admission for master's degree program. All right, for the cold in Malta, you can, of course, there is heater. Some houses come with heaters, so you don't have to worry about that. You can buy heaters. We have the cheap ones also for as cheap as low as 20 euros or less, or even higher. You can get a heater. Okay. Okay, Isaac is saying he got an admission in IEU Malta. Okay. Congratulations. I hope everything goes well for you. Congratulations. Olayinka, do you work? How is the pay? Can someone rely on the salary for school funding? Like, how much can someone get in a month? Can it cater for house rent, bills, and groceries? Sorry. So I did a video about this topic. I think the video is titled "Can you pay your tuition fee, in Malta by working in Malta," or something like that. Lainka, please watch that video to understand better. I explained in depth in that video. Yes, I do work, and the truth is, how do I put it? If if you're asking if the salary is okay for feeding to pay your bills, of course it's fine. Excluding the if you're saving from that same salary for your tuition fee, that's a different ball game altogether. That's a different ball game altogether. So I would say that video, please just watch it so that you understand what I'm trying to explain. But yes, as if you're in Malta, you're able to, as a student, you're allowed to work 20 hours, like I said. And we all know, okay, maybe not everyone knows, but the salary in Malta, the minimum wage is not, so good. The salary being paid in Malta is not, so high when you're comparing to other European countries. Um, there are jobs that pay as low as €4, €4.50 per hour. Some pay like €5.50, €5, some €6.50. I think the highest I have seen a job pay is, I think, €7. Yes, €7. That's the highest I've seen a job pay. And we already know that the jobs that you can get here in Malta are jobs in um all these customer care jobs, or you work in a restaurant as a waitress, a waiter, as a dishwasher, or you work in a supermarket as a cleaner or a stacker, all these supermarket jobs. Malta has more of all these small small jobs like that. So as a student, that's what you're going to be, the kind of jobs you're going to see easily. And of course, if you come during the summer, those kind of jobs are almost everywhere. You're going to be able to get a job almost immediately in the summer. This is because you have tourists. During the summer, Malta is very, very busy. People are coming to enjoy themselves. Like, you see a lot of people always going to the beach and stuff like that. So supermarkets, hotels, restaurants are busy and full, and they need, as much workers as they can get to help them attend to their customers. So you're going to see jobs like that. If you're someone that you cannot do jobs like cleaning, or you cannot wash plates in a restaurant, then Malta is not for you, to be sincere. Malta is somewhere you come and you should be ready to get dirty to get your money. When I say get dirty, I don't mean, of course, dirty, dirty like that. But I know there are people in Nigeria that have never done a cleaning job, and they might not be open to doing a cleaning job in another country. If you're someone like that, then Malta is not for you, because you might come and the only opportunities you get are cleaning jobs, maybe in a supermarket or in a restaurant, something like that, or a dishwasher, or a waiter or a waitress. Some of these jobs, some of us have never done them in Nigeria, but then you have to come to Malta and do it, because this is the kind of jobs that are available. Or then, if you're so lucky, you might see a job as a sales attendant or retail attendant, maybe in a boutique. You attend to customers. Those ones are even better jobs. Like, you don't have to stress yourself too much. Maybe you're under AC or fan. Unlike people that will get a job as a cleaner or a stacker in a what's it called, supermarket, and you're always on your feet, walking up and down. So that's just, you just have to be open that whatever job you see, this kind of jobs, that you're ready to do it. But then one thing I will always say, everybody has a goal. This kind of jobs, like I said, you can pay from 450 euros to €7 50 cents, or eight €8 is even like a miracle. But I mean, it happens. In summer, those kind of jobs are very plenty. In winter, you it might take a bit of time. And of course, you need to have your residence, permit, because no one might want to employ you if you don't have the permit yet. So that is also very important. And yes, those kind of jobs, you can comfortably pay for your house rent, your lights, buy food, and even save a bit of thing. Minus your that's this is I'm talking for someone that has paid their tuition fee complete though. But if you say you want to come here and work, pay your tuition fee from that small salary, because as a student, you're not even working plenty hours. At the end of the month, you might be earning between €500 to €700. So it might be a bit challenging. So please, if you want to understand what I'm trying to say here, please, after this live, go and watch that video on if someone can pay their tuition fee from, by working in Morton. Or I explained in depth what I think about it, because I might not be able to really delve deep, so that I can answer other people's questions. But Malta is an affordable country. It's a nice place, of course, and it's a Schengen country. If you're in Malta and you have your residence permit, you can travel to Poland, Portugal, Germany, all those Schengen countries. Like, it's a good thing. So if after school you decide that you don't want to stay back, then and you're lucky to get a job in any other, one of these Schengen countries, you can easily move, and it's just easier to apply for other things you want to. So it's a plus. And yeah, that's what I would say. So just look into it and watch the video. If it's something you feel you can do, fine. If it's something you feel you're not so sure. I mean, there are other countries you can look out for. Everyone has different goals. Me, I have my reasons for schooling in Malta. You would have your own reasons for maybe preferring a different country. So everybody has a reason or the other that is different from each other. um Lainka, I hope I've been able to answer your question, but the video would answer it more in depth. Please try to watch. um Toluwanimi is asking if getting a job is easy. I've already touched a bit on this. During the summer, as long as you have your residence permit, it's very easy. During the winter, it might be a bit challenging, but you definitely see something, no matter how long it takes. I know some of my friends that came during the winter, it took them a bit of time, excuse me, but at the end of the day, they still got job. You just have jobs. You just have to be open to the fact that it might be a cleaning job and you should be ready to do it. You know, you might not get the particular kind of job you want, but anyone you're ready to that you see, be ready to do it. 'Cause at the end of the day, it's still a legal job, whether cleaning or being a waiter, a waitress, a dishwasher. And yes, it can be stressful, but at the end of the day, you want to, save money for yourself and pay your bills. So it's just a little sacrifice we have to make. Brian Casey, welcome to my life. I'm happy to have you here. How many months is one allowed to look for job after master's program? Okay, actually, my school has told me that I think, Brian, you're asking about the post-study visa. My school has told me that they can give 9 months, between 9 months to 1 year. I'm rounding up my master's program. I'm still writing my dissertation, but soon I'm going to apply um for my post-study visa. Because, and after I do that, of course, I'm going to come on YouTube to tell us the process and how many months I got, if I got up to a year or not. I'm, still in the process. That's why I've not talked about it. And I can't say much about it yet because I've not even started my application, but soon I will. But the post-study visa is from between 9 months to 1 year. So once I do mine, I'm going to come here to tell us the process, everything I was asked to get, and how many months I got for my post-study visa. But yes, Malta gives the post-study visa. Of course, after your master's, you're entitled to a post-study visa. Brian, I hope I've been able to answer your question. When you say to get residence, I really don't understand. Please, can you like be specific, Brian, so that I can answer your question better because I don't really understand what you asked. Online, you're saying the minimum wage is €5. So that's what I'm saying, that the lowest I've seen a job pay is €4.50. It depends on where you get the job. Some pay €5, some pay €5.50, some as high as €6.50. Yes, so it's within that range. Isaac, is it possible to be studying in Malta and be doing a job in a nearby country? I don't know how possible that is. I really don't, except your school is does online. If I don't know if schools in Malta do online classes. I've not heard of. I really don't know. If you're lucky to get a school in Malta that does online classes, and then maybe with your residence permit, you were able to apply to. I really don't know. In fact, I don't know. Let me not say what I'm not so sure of. I don't know. Except you're working remotely for a company in another country. I don't know if that's what you mean, Isaac. But in Malta here, most schools, what they do is face-to-face learning. You must come to school, you must be in class. If not, you might get into trouble for that. So for me, for my first semester, I had to go to school 4 times. So for someone like me, how would that be possible that, you know, out of 5 working days in a week, I go to school 4 times? When will I go to the work? So Isaac, I really don't know. And when you say a nearby country, the nearest is Italy, and you have to take a flight to Italy. So yes, the nearest country to Malta is Italy, and you have to take a flight. Okay, I think there is also like a big boat. Is it boat? I be ship. Yeah, a big ship that goes, and that can stay days, more than a day. So I really don't know the stress and everything. I don't know how possible that would be. Honestly, I don't know if your school does online, but most schools in Malta they don't do that. Or even if they do, they have mandatory days that you must come to school. You have to be present in class. So I really don't know, Isaac. Toluwanimi, can you get Elmo insurance from Nigeria? GBS says their insurance is not refundable in the case of visa refusal. Hmm. Actually, I used Elmo insurance. That's what I use presently. And I really don't think you can. I don't know because during you definitely need your Malta address. I don't think you can. See, the thing is, huh, Elmo insurance is for health. Oh, Toluwanimi, Elmo insurance is your health insurance, not your travel insurance. When you're doing your visa application, what you're asked for is travel insurance, which covers your repatriation, your flights, I think flights in case of if you lose things during your flight journey or something like that, and also health, something like that. I don't know. But excuse me, what I used then was AXA Mansard. During my time, it was for 3 months, but now I hear it's for 1 year, and I paid less than 25,000 for that insurance for AXA Mansard just to arrive in Malta. And then when I arrived in Malta, I now bought Elmo because of course I couldn't use that 3 months one for my application. I had to buy Elmo for 1 year, and it was about 125 euros. I don't know if it has increased. I went for the lowest plan though, so of course the higher plan, the higher money. So I really don't know, because they are going to ask you for your phone number, your house address, your what's it called, postcode, because they are going to, you know, send a letter to you. So the postcode is very important. Of course, when you come to Malta, they send you letters. Maybe if you open a bank account or you buy, insurance, they're going to always send you letters. So that is very important. Even when you do your Taligna card, all those things. So I don't think it's possible, except maybe you have. I really don't know. No, I don't think it's possible. No, I don't. Toluwani, I don't think it's. I don't think it's possible. You have to be here, because those information. If you're in Nigeria, how do you have access to a postcode, a house address where you already have house contracts? Something like that. So you have to be here. You must have had a contract for a house, and we know, okay, yes, this is where you live. This is your address and your postcode. So they send you the letter. Please, what is the cost of living in Malta? Wow. Ibe Juliet, welcome. Welcome to the live. Happy to have you here. The cost of living in Malta that's like a very wide question. I don't know but I would say is affordable, depending on the individual, of course. Um, Depends on how much you like to spend as a person, depends on so many things. Um, let's say, let me give examples. Person A might be open to sharing a room with 2 or 3 people. And let's say each bed in a room costs 200 euros a month. Person B might not want anything sharing, and he or she may want a room all to theirself. And that room may cost 400 or 300 euros a month. So you see that the amount of money the first person spends is going to be less than what the second person spends, because of course there are individual preferences. So depending on you, depending on how well you can manage yourself, of course it can never be the same. It can never be the same. So some people might be able to spend way less on food, some might not be able to, they spend way more. But I would say, if you're asking me for house rent in Gozo in particular, because that's where I stay, I would say for a two-bedroom, as an example, you see from 500 euros and above, 500, 600, depending on the area. But if you're getting a two-bedroom flat in Malta, just start budgeting from 800, 900, even 1000 or 1 2 up for a two-bedroom flat. Even though you're going to be sharing with people, maybe if you get a room of 1 2 and you're sharing with 2 people, as in you and someone else, that's 600. So things are more expensive when it comes to housing in Malta. And when it comes to, of course, houses in Malta itself, but in Gozo is cheaper. And for me, where I stay, I mean, some people in Malta say their house bill for electricity and water comes every month. I really don't know why. In Gozo, where I stay, my house bill for lights and water, yeah, light, water, and yes, light and water, it comes every 3 months. And it's just, I've never paid. Okay, because where I stay, of course I stay with someone. I think the highest we've paid for that in 3 months, like 3 months interval, is 60 something euros, and I had to split with my housemates, 30 something euro each. But then in Malta, you would see that every month they get the light bill. I don't know if it's just, a friend of mine told me that, but I don't know if it's just her house or it is peculiar to all houses in Malta. I really don't know how it works. But life there is more expensive when it comes to lights and all those things. So yes, that is it. Ibe Juliet, I hope I've been able to answer a bit of your questions. Life is Housing is cheaper in Gozo, definitely. But not everybody, this one I'm saying Gozo Gozo, not everybody can live in Gozo like me oh. Not everybody can go through that stress, because trust me, it's stressful. Abeg, if you have the money, rent somewhere in Malta and stay. Just no be everybody go fit go through that stress. um Isaac wants to japa by all means. So Brian Casey says he's talking about residence after schooling for a year. How possible is it to get permanent residence? Because I heard that Malta gives one some months to get a permanent job in order to get PR. Brian, I don't know where you got this information from. I really don't know where you got this information from, but PR in Malta with after 1 year of study, that's a big lie. I've never heard of that. I really don't. I've not heard of that, to be sincere. Please, do you know some of these questions, some of these things, they're actually online. Just Google PR process in Malta for international students. I've not come across this. I can't even say much on this, Brian, because I really don't know. I don't know how true it is. I've never heard of this before. But I know that once you're done with your masters, you can apply for your post-study visa. And then within that 9 months or 1 year they will give you. Of course, you need to get a job. This job now is now going to be what will keep you in Malta, because you will transition into a work residence permit. During your studies, what you would get is a student residence permit. Like, the residence permit is going to be indicating that you're a student. But when you transition to a job, that residence permit is going to be tied to a job. Let's say the people that gave you the job is ABC Furnitures. In your residence permit, it's going to be indicated that you work at ABC Furnitures, to show you that your residence permit is now a work residence permit, and it is tied to that place you're working. So there is a whole process with that. But I don't think getting a job per se, because it's one year contract. Yes, I can't even say it's a permanent job, because it's one year contract. When you get a job, all this full-time work is 1 year. Even if you're going to be working with that company for 5 years, you renew it every year. At the end of 1 year, the company will apply for you again. You renew it and you continue working with them. That's how it works. The PR thing, I really don't know. Like, there are a whole lot of other things involved before you can even talk about getting PR in Malta. Like, no, I don't have much information about this. But their jobs, their work contracts, full-time work contract is 1 year. You renew every year. So that's just how it works. Toluwanimi is asking me about my learning experience in GBS. Oh, thank you. Honestly, it's been, at first it was challenging, not in the sense of what's how do I put, not in the sense of the lecturers or my process of learning. No, because of how far where I was and all that, from Gozo, commuting and all that, it was challenging. But I had a really, really good, or so far I've had a really good experience with the lecturers. Excuse me. I've had a really good experience with the lecturers. And one thing I really like about them is they actually want you to learn. Like, they how do I put it, most of the lecturers, like, you see the interest in them, that they want you to understand this thing, they want you to learn. And of course, the staff, when you have a question, you go to meet them. They are nice, they are always there to answer you, help you out. This is my own experience, so it's been really nice. I'm a very cool person. I don't have problem, like, so I just try to do my part. And of course, you as the other person there, you have to do your part. So it's just a very, how do I will I say, a cordial relationship. But it's been a nice one so far. I've not had any issues. I go to lectures. I try not to miss classes, because one thing is, if you always missing classes and they now tag you or know you as someone that doesn't come to classes, it's not a good thing for you. So I really, no matter the distance, I try to always go to class. I mean, I'm always in school when I'm supposed to be in school. So yes, I'm very good with everyone, and the staffs that know me, they are good with me there. So it's been nice. It's been good so far. I have no complaint. I'm just looking forward to finishing up with my dissertation and graduating and move on to the next phase of life. So that's just it. But so far it's been nice. Of course, when you're given an assignment, try to do it well and make sure you submit before deadline. Just do anything that try to do your own part as a student. It's just it, and you won't have any issues at all. Um Isaac is saying some schools in Malta say that up to 70% of your tuition would be refunded to you after studies. Did your school? Yes. It's not, see how it works. I've talked about this in one of my videos. It's called the Malta Qualification. Is it Malta Qualification? Sorry, I'm mixing things up. It's called the Get Qualified Scheme. So, what this means is that after you school in Malta, after you will have to work for 2 years, and of course when you're working you're paying your tax. So after 2 years, you apply for your tuition fee back and you get 70%. If they check and everything, checks out well, you're qualified to get your 70%. So it's not like it's automatic that after your school, you're getting your 70. Let's say maybe you paid 10,000 euros and then immediately after school, you're getting 7,000 euros back. No, that's not how it works. How it works is after your studies, you work for 2 years and you pay your tax, then you apply. So that means you definitely have to stay back in Malta and work for 2 years, pay your tax, then apply. And if everything checks out well, you get 70% of your tuition fee back. So it's called the Get Qualified Scheme. You can Google it and read more about it. So it's not automatic. You have to stay back and work, pay your tax, and yes, you apply and you'll be qualified for it. Hmm. What's the deadline? Ubo, Rita, welcome, welcome, Rita. What's the deadline months for application into schools? Like I said, different schools take or have different months for admission. For GBS, I think they have an intake for February, June. At least I came in during the June intake, and they have, I think, September or October. So some schools might have different months. Some schools might have, excuse me, some schools might have admission intake only twice a year, some 3 times. So just check whatever school it is you're going in for. Just check what month is their admission intake for and plan towards it. If you know you want to be or arrive in Malta here for a school that admits for their September intake, then make sure that even before March you've already started your application and everything, so that there'll be no delays, that will now make them say, oh, we are pushing you to the next admission time intake. So it depends on your school. Some schools 2 times a year, some 3 times a year. mm, Chukuma Charles, welcome to my life. Chidera, how long did you have to wait after your virtual interview before getting back your passport? Ha, I can't remember exactly, but it took a month plus. After my interview, after my interview, please, Charles, watch the video. I can't, yeah, it took a month plus. I have a video where I explain. I think the video is titled How I Got My Malta Visa in Less Than 3 months or something like that. But when I did my application, it was during the time of the premium visa application. But now it's through VFS. So it's not the same thing. That's just the truth. It's not the same process. It might not even be the same wait time period. It might be longer or shorter. But during my own time, that was the premium visa application. It was after my after my application, what's it called? After my interview, it took a month plus. Yes, it took literally a month plus. So, but if you watch that video, I gave like a breakdown. My date, I gave dates of when I got admission, when I was reached out for the interview, when I had my first courier envelope created for my passport to land Malta, and then when the courier envelope was created to reach me in Nigeria. I talked about all those dates in that video. So please watch it, Charles. But definitely that was is different. So VFS process now, I don't know how long it takes, but for mine it was the visa premium visa application, but it took me more than a month. So it can actually take a long time. You just have to be patient, and wait. The thing is, they are definitely going to reach back to you. So there is no way you will do an interview and then they just keep quiet. No matter how long it takes, they will definitely reach back. I know it's not easy to wait, but they will definitely reach back to you. Juliet is asking if it's possible to pay tuition fee all by yourself while working in Malta as a student. Juliet, I've talked about this. Please watch the video. I've talked about this. I gave detailed information because if I go into that now, it's going to take a longer time and I have to answer other people's questions. The video is titled "Can you pay your tuition fee as an international student in Malta?" It's on my channel. Please, you can watch that video after this live. I gave my own opinion of what I think about this topic. Please watch it so that you can understand. Okay, please. It's more detailed, so I don't have to go into all that now. Um, Premium gist. Okay, she's talking to Brian. Uborita is asking if students can get part-time caregiver jobs. For caregiver jobs, I think you actually need a training for that. I don't know, I'm not sure. The jobs me I know for students that I've seen, I mean the one I've done, the ones that my own friends have done, my colleagues, jobs in cleaning, reception, restaurant, supermarket, hotel, those kind of job. For these caregiver jobs, I know some time ago a friend of mine was telling me I can go for a course because I think it requires a course. I really don't know, but I've not really seen, students do those kind of jobs. So I can't give you Rita, I can't really answer this question. I really don't know about it. I've not come across anyone that does a caregiver job. But I know there is an exam for it that you take or something, and I don't know. I really don't know about it, Rita. So the ones I know about is what I'm talking about. Ibe Juliet is asking, is there good work for chemistry students? I studied chemistry education and will further my studies in Malta. Um, hmm. Chemistry. See, the thing is, the jobs in Malta, you can actually Google this. The jobs in Malta are mainly jobs in this hospitality. Malta is a tourist country. Most jobs you see here are jobs in the hospitality um sector. That's just the truth. Customer care, and we have gaming companies in Malta. So if you're also into IT, maybe you're a software developer or stuff like that, you would also see jobs like that. But for Juliet that is asking me chemistry student, honestly, I do not know. I do not know. I Because I know that what you get here easily, and is all these hospitality jobs, and of course those that are also into maybe the nurses and the doctors, IT, hospitality, healthcare, that's what you get. So I'm not so sure about chemistry jobs. They could be there, but maybe they are not so popular. I'm not so sure. But you can browse more about this, Juliet, okay? You can browse more about this. Ifeanyi, welcome. Ifeanyi's first time here. Welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Um, Kate, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name well. Welcome, Kate. Hello to you. Welcome. Hope you're doing fine. How is your day going? So Luanimi is asking if there is any African Nigerian community. There would be, actually. There should be. I mean, I don't know of any. That's because I'm such an introvert. I don't really mix up well with, people like that. But definitely there, in fact, there is because I know there's a time at my place of work, one Nigerian man saw me and was like, "Oh, that." I think he came to supply some things where I work, and he was like, "Oh, there is a gathering somewhere. He's inviting me if I'm interested and stuff like that." For Nigerian community. So definitely there is. Although I didn't end up going, but of course there is. If you're someone that likes to get along with friends and meet new people, I'm sure you will definitely see people. There is, but I don't know of one because I don't belong to any, so I don't know, but there should be. Ifeanyi is saying he's waiting for his admission from Global Business School Malta. Okay, I hope you get it. I wish you all the best. Definitely, if everything goes well, your documents and everything, if it's okay, you will get it. So I wish you all the best. Chukuma is asking if you can work and pay rent comfortably as a student. Also, what are the average wait time for a student to secure a job? Oh, I've talked about this earlier on in the when we started. Please, Chukuma, watch. I have a detailed video about this topic. I don't want to go much into it now because it's going to take a lot of time and I have to answer other people's um question. We've already spent 1 hour and 22 minutes on this live. So Chukuma, I have a video on my channel. It's titled "Can International Students Pay Their Tuition Fee?" Something like that. Um Maybe after the live I'm going to share this video so that you can easily locate it. But once you go through my videos, you see it. Can international students pay their tuition fee in Malta? I really explained in depth in that video what I think about this question. So please watch it and just leave a comment what you think after watching the video. I left my own personal comments from my own experiences and what I've seen, from people around me. So Chukuma Charles, I'm promising you that if you watch that video, you would understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to say, what I think. And please remember that everybody's experience is not the same. Things might, work out well for person A, and then for person B is a little bit, hard and stuff like that. People have different experiences at the end of the day. So I only shared mine, but Charles, please let me know what you think after watching the video. Ijeoma is asking, welcome Ijeoma to the live. What are the prospects of working in the hospital with MBA after my study? I study human anatomy and public health in masters. I really don't know Ijeoma. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I really don't know. Actually, I'm doing masters in business and management. That's what I'm doing. So for a course in human anatomy and public health, I really don't know. I don't know, but I mean, you can try. If you already have this admission in the school, it's a question you can ask your admission officer. Just hear from them what they have to say. And like I said, Malta is a Schengen country. You can decide to stay back after studying. You can decide to go to other Schengen countries if you get a job. So even if maybe you do not see a job like this in Malta, you might see it somewhere else. So please ask your school admission officer to tell you what's how possible it is, if it's even doable. I really don't know. I don't know about, I'm not in the medical field, so I can't really tell you anything about it. I really don't know. Juliet is saying thank you. You're welcome, Juliet. I'm happy that I was able to answer your question. Ifeanyi is saying this your live video is very inspiring. And I'm here thinking it's actually boring. Thank you that you find it inspiring. I'm happy to be able to answer your question, Ifeanyi. Thank you. Okay. Chuma is saying he's waiting on his visa decision. Fingers crossed. Don't worry, everything will go well. Just remain positive. Like during my own time, it wasn't easy. Like I know how it feels. It wasn't easy, but I'm happy that at the end of the day everything worked out fine. Just stay positive and believe for the best, that the best to happen. At the end of the day, if it's meant to be, it's going to be, okay. So I wish you all the best, Charles. It will definitely come out well. And please don't forget to share the good news when you get your visa. And we look forward to seeing you in Malta. Ayomide, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm happy that I'm able to answer your question. Thank you. Always feel free to, ask your question, and I'll try as much as I can. I mean, I receive a lot of emails, a lot of questions, and it's tiring. Not tiring in the sense that I can't answer those questions, but I'm doing other things. So I might not always have the time, to sit down and type and reply all the messages. So please, if you ask me a question, maybe you send me an email or a message on Facebook and I take a bit of time. Please don't get angry. I mean, at the end of the day, I have other things that I'm doing aside YouTube, so it's going to take me a bit of time. But anytime I'm free, I'll definitely try to answer your questions. So thank you. Christian Obi is asking if Malta has good food. Very funny. To be sincere, I've not tried any Maltese food, have I? No, only their snacks. Yes, that was this time I saw a burger in Malta for €2. Like I was even happy to see it because in Gozo you don't see like when I say burger, I mean all these small shop outlets that sell, small small snacks like that. In Gozo, those things are more expensive because now Gozo is not as open as Malta. In Malta, you have more of such shops, and because of the competition the prices are lesser for those kind of things. So I tried it and I liked it. So just their snacks, some the ones that are similar to Nigerian snacks, man no go chop wetin go purge me, but I've never eaten their food. I stick to my Naija food, the rice and beans that I know. Irish potato, I actually use Irish potato to replace yam because yam is expensive. Small tuber of yam, very small, that is not even up to this my hand like this, you'll be hearing €6, €5. So I just use Irish potatoes to replace yam because those ones are cheaper, and that's what I used to do yam here. But of course some people might not mind the price, but me, I love yam a lot, so I cannot be spending that kind of money every time to say I'm buying yam. But of course, they will have, when you come, you explore. Me, I'm not open to exploring food like that because of my tummy. I stick to what I know because maybe when you come, you can try out as much food as you like to. Um, please, what's your Instagram handle so I can give you a follow? Ifeanyi, I really don't have I have an Instagram handle, but I am not what's it called? I'm not active there. I don't post anything. So it's not um it's not what's it called? There is really no need. But I am on TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok. Even though I still don't post much there, but at least every 2 or 3 days I try to open my TikTok app. So it's called Chidera Obina, the same name with my YouTube name. You can follow me on TikTok. I think I've also posted on the app, that's the TikTok app, about some of these Malta videos that I have here on YouTube. So if you see it, you definitely know it's me. And it's the same display picture. So if you can follow me on TikTok. Okay, thank you. Um Blee Fashion is saying thank you. This is an interesting conversation. Thank you, thank you. I was thinking it's going to be really boring because this is actually my first live stream ever. But thank you. I'm happy you enjoyed it. Um Christian is asking if there is a lot of Nigerian or African stores there. In Gozo where I stay, there are two that I've seen, but I only go to one. I only patronize one. And I'm editing a video. I did a video in the shop where I showed the prices of food stuff, and I'm going to just finish up with the editing and update it so that we can see. Please, when you see that video, please engage, like, share, and leave a comment and watch. Okay. Yes, so those two shops, I think they are okay. Anything you want, actually, any African food stuff you want is there. So you don't even need to worry about that. As long as you have the money to spend, the shop to buy those things from is there. And of course, in Malta, there are multiple shops. So I don't shop from Malta because, of course, it doesn't make sense that I'll shop from Malta and now carry the load to do 3 hours journey back to Gozo. So there are plenty shops in Malta. So, but in Gozo where I stay, I'm sure of two African shops. So yes, we do. Ijoma is saying thank you. One more thing, I got admission in GBS. Please, what are my chances of getting visa approval after paying 2 months? Okay, Ijoma, the school GBS, as long as they accepted your 2 months accommodation, because I believe they are the ones that told you to go ahead and pay for two, and they've accepted it, then it's fine. If every other document they request of you, you submit it, is, excuse me, I don't think it's going to be a problem. You definitely get the visa, God willing. So there are some, aside the accommodation, I don't know if there are definitely new documents that they might ask from you. As long as you're able to provide everything, one thing that might cause a visa rejection is maybe you're asked to get a document and you're not able to provide it, or you provide something that is not authentic, or they find one error or the other. There is no way you're going to provide everything correctly the way they want it and they'll reject, and then you get a visa rejection. It's not possible. Or maybe you didn't do well, or you didn't sound convincing in your during your interview. So if you do everything right, definitely your visa you'll get it. So I don't think 2 months is okay. It's very okay, because when you arrive Malta, after 2 months is more than enough. Within that 2 months, you're going to be looking for your permanent um accommodation. So definitely you get it. I don't think that should be a hindrance, or that would make no, that shouldn't even be a problem. It's very okay, Joma. You don't have to worry. As long as GBS has accepted it, it's fine. Premium Gist is asking, in your honest opinion, between Malta and Portugal, which do you think is better? I've never been to Portugal. I really don't know, but in fact, I've never been to Portugal. Premium Gist, I've never been to Portugal, so I really don't know. I can only say from what I've experienced so far in Malta, is, I mean, it's very okay. The life there is okay. In Portugal, I don't know. I've not been there. I mean, where I even traveled to the other time was Poland just for some days. And the place that I even went to, I hardly even saw, as in the city in Poland I went to, Krakow, I hardly saw any black person. I don't know if it's because I we didn't go to the main what's it called? The capital. I really don't know, but I don't know about the experiences there. But I know that some people also go to Portugal. If that is your choice and you feel everything you've researched online is okay with what you've seen about Portugal, you can try it out. But I really don't know. I don't know anyone there. I don't know anyone that schools or lives there. I've never been there, so I can't really say. I can only say for Malta, at least I've been here in Malta, and maybe a bit about Germany because I've been, I visit now, sometimes. So, but aside those two places, I really can't say. So I don't know about Portugal, but you can do your research, and who knows, you might like what you see, and then you compare and you get to make your choice. Christian, I'm happy I was able to answer your questions. You're welcome. I think that's the last question. Is there anyone that I've not answered? Please, if I didn't answer your question, please let me know so that I can quickly talk about it, and maybe we can come to the end of this live. I'm really happy that this live, happened because I tried going on live with my phone and it wasn't going through. I don't know. I was told I have to wait 24 hours. I decided to try with my PC and it worked. So I'm happy I even tried because I didn't want a situation where I would promise a life and then at the end of the day I'll give an excuse that it didn't happen. So because of one thing or the other. But thank God everything worked out well. And I hope I was able to answer everybody's questions. And thank you all for, joining. I was thinking no one will come, but I'm happy that at least some people did show up and ask some questions. So it's been nice. It's been really, really nice. And I really enjoyed doing this. I look forward to doing this again sometime soon. And I hope we are more than this in the next one. So I also want to say a very big thank you to everyone for the love you've been showing on my video, for showing up, for liking. Some people even share. Some people like watch almost all my videos, and also your subscriptions, subscribing to my channel. I am very, very happy. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm grateful. Um, okay. Ijoma is asking, I heard accommodation cost is increasing compared to when you arrived. What are the prospects of financing your cost of living? Yes, of course, just like the way things are increasing all over the world, Malta is not left out. Everything is increasing. That's the truth. And if you have a job that, of course, as a student, you can get a job that pays you between 500 euros to 600 or 700 euros a month, and you can comfortably, depending on how much you spend on individual preferences, on individual expenses, you can cover your bills, your feeding and your bills. I'm not saying for someone that has plans of actually coming to work to pay up part of their tuition fee, that one is a different case. But to understand what I'm trying to say, please watch my video on the title of the video is Can an International Student Pay Their Tuition Fee in Malta? Something like that. Please watch that video and you understand better, Ijoma. Please watch. But yes, if you have a normal student job, you can pay for your bills and your feeding, and you don't even have to worry about transportation. Transportation in Malta is free. Once you have your Taligna, that's your bus card. So that's another thing I really love about Malta. You don't have to, worry about that. So yes, but if you are asking, the possibility of coming to Malta, working, paying for your tuition, part of your tuition fee, and also feeding yourself, paying for your house rent and all, then please watch that video. I really explained everything in that video, gave my own opinion. After watching the video, you can let me know in the comment section what you think, if it's doable or not. The title of the video is, Can You Pay Your Tuition Fee as an International Student in Malta? Ijoma, please watch and you understand better. Okay, Ifeanyi, thank you for coming. See you next time and have a wonderful night. Okay. Isaac is saying the life has given a great insight. Many thanks. Thank you. I'm happy that you even came, and I'm happy that I was able to answer, at least some people's questions, even though not all, but I'm happy that I did this. You're all welcome and thank you for coming. Ijoma, please answer this last question. What question? Ijoma, please can you type the full question? It's not, I can't read everything. Um so Premium Gist with Lady B is saying, I've done extensive research on Malta and Portugal. I'm just in between. Portugal is just the language barrier, but already proceeding with Malta. Yes, that's like one major thing that made me go with Malta is this their English language. That is an official language because it's not easy. Like coming to a country, okay, like when I visited Germany to be, for an example, of course, yeah, they speak their Deutsch, their German language, saying you, if you like, understand it, or if you like, no understand. They'll speak their language. You just very few people that, when you tell them you don't understand, okay, they will now speak English. Just imagine now that as a student, you go to a country where they don't speak English, you don't even know how to speak their language, and it might take you time to even learn. And it might be a barrier, stopping you from getting a job. So you want to try as much as possible to eliminate those anything. I mean, just imagine you come to a country and you cannot even get a job because you don't know how to speak the language. Ha, that one you go pay me, oh, like no, 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 I don't even want to experience that. So even if it's because of this English thing alone, I know that yes, so when I come here, I can communicate with people. That alone really like, top up the list of things I was looking out for when I chose Malta. I mean, there are other Schengen countries, but how many of them actually speak English? Just Malta just stopped everything for me. Yes, even though some other countries might have, better things when you're comparing, of course, no country has it all. You might be looking at Portugal, and then the only thing you don't really like about them is the English thing. And of that's a big barrier. Language, like imagine being in a midst of people and you don't understand what they are saying, they don't understand what you're saying. That's a huge wahala. So yes, you just have to do your research and go with what you know you feel is okay with you. I wanted to sleep, but immediately I saw your live notification, I pushed the sleep back. Thank you. I'm happy you made it here. Premium Gist with Lady B. Thank you very much. You've been really, really I've been seeing your comments even when we had a chat on Facebook. You gave me some suggestions. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you. I made my full tuition fee. Ijoma, please can you type the full message? It's not showing. I can't. It's not showing. I can't read your full message. Like it's cutting off. I don't know why. Um, Hi Chidera, I am late in this live chat. Anointing, Ugo Lumba, welcome, welcome. Yes, you're late because we are like rounding up, but if you have any question, you can quickly ask and I'll try to answer. How fast can a student get student job? Well, it depends on when you come. If you come during the summer, it's faster. There are jobs, all these hospitality jobs, waiter, waitress, hotel jobs, supermarket, all those kind of jobs, because there are more tourists in the country at that time. So you will definitely get a job easily. Of course, you need to have your residence permit to access that or to easily get a job. But if you come during the winter, I'm not saying it's not possible to get a job, but it might take a bit more time. But you might even get a job immediately. People have different experiences. But what I'm trying to say is that during the summer, we have more jobs than during the winter. So, yes, just make sure that immediately you land Malta, start processing your application for your residence permit so that you get your residence permit. And once you get it, of course, start looking for a job and you definitely get one. You're asking if one, yes, you can move out of Malta. Is a Schengen country, but then when you're moving out of Malta, that means whatever country you're going to, you must have gotten a job there, or you want to go to that country to start another study, or you can't just, because with your Schengen visa, you can travel to other Schengen countries visa free, and you can stay there for like 3 months. You can only stay there. You can't work with it. You can't work with the you can't you can't what's it called, you can't work legally with those, with the, let's say from Malta you're traveling to Germany or you're traveling to Italy. You can travel visa free to these countries because they are also in the Schengen zone, but you can't use it to work. Okay, except maybe you see small small jobs like that they are ready to pay you, just do and collect money sharp sharp like that. But so if you want to like legally leave maybe Malta to another Schengen country, that means you must have gotten a job there, and you've applied for a work permit and stuff like that. So yes, it has its own process, but it's possible, it's doable, and it's easier from Malta to do that. So yes, that is it. I think we are going to be ending this live now. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And I really enjoyed this live. I really, really did. And I hope we all enjoyed too. Excuse me. I paid my full tuition fee. So, my question is, for the normal cost of living, for payment of accommodation and food, can I make savings? Please, excuse me. Please, Ijoma, watch that video. Okay, you said you've paid your full tuition fee. Of course, if you get a job, and like I said, depending on your expenses on your housing, let's say you're living in a house where you have to share a room with three other people, maybe each bed space is 200 or 300 euro. It's doable. You can do it. If you get a job as a student that pays you maybe 600 euros, 700 or 800 euros, of course, why won't you be able to pay your house rent, buy food, and do other expenses? You can do it. It's doable. Yes, it's doable. So as long as you finish paying your full tuition fee, it's very possible. And at the end of the month, you should be able to save no matter how little, even though if it's maybe between 50 to 200 euros monthly or 100 euros monthly. You should. It depends on the kind of job you get. There are different individual experiences. I mean, you might be lucky to get see a job that pays you €6 50 cents per hour, and maybe your friend is seeing a job that pays her €5 or €4. You will see that at the end of the month you're earning more than that person. So all those things is dependent on a lot of things. So I can't even give you a direct answer. But definitely, if you have a job that pays you 500, 600, you know 700, 800 euros, you just have to be able to spend according to what you're earning, and try not to spend so much, so that at the end of the day you'll be able to save. So yes, it's doable. Yes, so Luanimi, I hope to do this soon sometime. Thank you. So I'll be ending the live here. If you have more questions, maybe for those that will come later, you can ask in the comment section. of this live video. I guess it to be uploaded. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate and I enjoyed this live. So have a wonderful night and let's all enjoy ourselves. And for all those that are in the application stage, I hope and pray that we all get the visa. Okay, I hope everything goes well and we'll just have to come here and share the good news. Oh, I got my visa. I got my visa. That's what I want to see. And I hope that happens for us all. Okay. Have a wonderful night and bye. See you guys soon. Bye bye.